Unfortunately, there were two sessions. Okay, let's start. So there's a bit rescheduling of the sixth and seventh day of this C refresher course that we are talking about. What I'm going to plan to do is I'm going to have two sessions today, as I told you in the WhatsApp group. The current session from 10 to 11, and there will be one more session in the afternoon, which will be scheduled from 5 to 6. Even if you might not be able to attend any one or both the sessions, no issues. I will be definitely recording the sessions and letting you get the recordings afterwards. So that way we will be covering 7 hours that I had promised you that we will be revising C programming. I know covering entire C programming within just 7 hours of discussion is not possible, but I have tried to touch upon enough uh, topics which will be making you familiar again with C programming and start you get you started with C programming for the semester 3, whichever we require. Now the two topics majorly we will be using during sem 3, one would be the structures and the next would be pointers. So within these 2 hours I'm trying to give you a revision, very blunt revision of both of these concepts. In this session, current session, we will be talking about structures, their use. We'll be looking at one or two programs involving structures. And I know that I have not covered concept of functions, which is a very important and major concept. But through the program of structure itself, one of the program of the two programs that we are discussing, we'll also talk about certain important characteristics of functions. Okay, so let us start. But before we start, as I do usually, I give you some insight into some new uh, from a perspective of programming. Let me take somebody in. Okay, yeah. So today I'm going to introduce you to this particular website called as hackerrank.com. I don't know whether you know about this website or not. Many of you who have seniors, uh, elder brother, sister, they might actually know about this website. But this website is collection of programming exercises which are created in a manner that is very interesting and that is very challenging. So it is like a puzzle set in programming, and programming topics related to different things. So if I want to actually do some improve my skill in algorithms, I can try this particular trail. If I want to improve my programming related to data structures, I can go over here. If I want to do mathematics programming, then Java, Linux Shell, SQL. So there are a lot of tracks available, and this is for learning purpose. And there are certain tutorials available as well. So 10 days of JavaScript. So if you follow these tutorials for 10 days, you will be getting programming tutorials in JavaScript, one per day up to 10 days. You will also require to do certain exercises which will give you enough skill into that particular programming language. Okay, so there are a lot of programming languages. You have all these things. So Python is there, Rust API is there, problem solving basics is there, JavaScript basics is there, Angular Java is there. So there are a lot of things, but for us as a enthusiast or as a beginner, you can concentrate on C, maybe learning about say Python, because you will be at some point in time start learning about Python. But current semester, if you want to focus on C, for IT students, C, Java, SQL are definitely there. Databases, learning about databases and all. So you can actually focus on these four aspects and try and understand how this goes. So it's just a website, www.hackerrank.com. Okay, and you have to use your Gmail account or some other login credentials to start working on this particular site. Okay, you can also try and test your skills by getting into this take the hacker rank skill test, and these skill tests are generally going to score you with respect to all the other programmers. They are going to give you of all the other entities, and lot of things are there. This is a very big kind of a website. Some of you might already be knowing it. Some of you who do not know, please make sure that you have at least an account on this, and from second year itself you try to build your reputation over HackerRank. Okay, this is nothing related to hacking, this is related to programming, right? What you learn over here is by coding here for different problem statements, you get to showcase your coding skills or programming skills, which can be uh, known by other companies as well. So many of the companies do watch for these kind of scores. Second, so there's some. Excuse me. Yeah. So I'm working from home. There are going to be some issues in between that will pop up. Yeah. Excuse me. So I was talking about why to use HackerRank. The score that you have on the HackerRank might also be uh, used by your prospective employer when it comes to going to some interview, in order to understand how much coding skills you do have. Brushing up your coding skills continuously is required, as it's a skill. So if you do not use any particular skill, it becomes rusty. Okay, so irrespective of what programming language you like, okay, or what programming language you would want to learn, you should actually practice programming, and there are numerous programming examples available on HackerRank, which you can practice on maybe daily, weekly basis. Maybe once or twice a week you can do challenging problems, and for learning a new programming language you can do it on daily basis, so that you can learn it depending on how much time you have, by the way. Okay, so I'm not saying that put in all efforts on HackerRank. It is something like your way of expressing your programming skills. Okay, fine. Coming back to the discussion, as I told you, today we are going to discuss about structures, and there are two programs in the file which are related to structures. I will be discussing first this program, which is 19th, which is not there in the write-ups, by the way. So this program is not there with you, I know that. I've not deliberately given programs and structures in that particular manual. I'll be posting this after this lecture gets over, because I want you to concentrate on the code. Okay, yeah, because if I give you the code, then you will start doing it on your own, and then you won't focus here. Okay, so what is structure in C? Structure in C is a derived data type, which is a user defined data type, user defined derived data type. So if as a user I feel that say suppose this is the domain for which, so cricket players and all those things, so this is the domain for which I am writing a program, and I happen to find it important to encapsulate or get together names of cricketers, the patches they have played and runs they have scored as a one single unit, or as one single data unit for that matter, as named as cricketer. सो अगर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि किसी प्रोग्रामिंग डोमेन में रादर दैन जस्ट हैविंग इंट, कैर, फ्लोट, डबल, एरे काइंड ऑफ डेटा स्ट्रक्चर के अलावा मुझे अलग अलग डेटा टाइप्स वाला अलग अलग डेटा टाइप वाले डेटा को साथ में लेके एक लॉजिकली सिंगल डेटा टाइप चाहिए. Okay, and if that is the scenario that I require, then I can use data abstraction that is provided using this construct that is referred to as structure. Okay, what does structure do? Structure actually encapsulates, that is it creates a capsule. कैप्सूल में कैसे आप दवाई अंदर भरते हो, वैसे ही यहाँ पे, और वो दवाई अलग अलग कंपोजिशन की हो सकती है एक ही कैप्सूल के अंदर. Similarly, here also inside a structure I can compose data from different variable or different variables having different data types together in a single unit. So over here if you look, line number 3 up to line number 7, I have created a capsule whose name I have given as cricketer, and that capsule has name of the cricketer, which is a character array. Then matches, which is an integer, and runs, which is an integer. So I have three variables together which will be referred to as cricketer, and that is going to be a new data type for me. Okay, so struct is the keyword in C. Cricketer is an arbitrary name like a variable name. This is the new name for the data type. Since it is of structure kind, I will be always using while referring to this new data type as struct cricket. जैसे हम data type को integer, character, float, long ऐसे करके आप उसका data type justify करते हो या compiler को बताते हो. Similarly, whenever I want to say tell compiler that I am using cricketer as a new data type, then I will be always prepending word struct before that in order to say struct cricketer is a new structure variable that structure data type, that is a user defined data type that I am going to use henceforth in the program. So whenever I am declaring any variable of struct cricketer type, then this is the way that I do. I write struct cricketer to tell compiler that I am using data type struct cricketer for following variables. Which variables? There is variable s and there is variable temp. So these are the two variables. You can always relate to your understanding of arrays here and say that s is an array of 100 values. So most probably we are declaring 100 variables who will be named as s and will be accessed as usual arrays are accessed s0 up to s99, and then they all will be nothing but of the data type struct cricketer. Okay, so this is how this particular line is interpreted by your compiler or understood by your compiler. Okay, then the temp is another variable